Good morning, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people. Today is February 16th, 2020. I have a very important update for you guys today, and I want to share with you about the difference of the true calendar according to the new moon and the traditional calendar in Israel that they use, the Hebrew calendar. There is a difference. Sometimes these two calendars line up, but for the most part, the calendar in the Hebrew calendar, Heb-Cal, does not follow the new moon accordingly, and many times there's a difference between 1 or 2 days within the calendar. Okay, let me explain now. We're looking at the renewedmoon.com site, and this is the site that focuses on when the new moon is actually spotted. So the 11th Hebrew month, the new moon was spotted on January 26th. This was 30 days from its previous sighting, January 26th. So this would be the beginning of the 11th month. January 26th, 2020 would be the beginning of the 11th month. But if you go to the Hebrew cal, okay, this is going to be really easy to understand. You go to Hebrew cal, to the traditional calendar used in Israel, and it shows that Shabbat 1 is January 27th. And we just saw that the new moon was actually spotted on January 26th. So there is a 1 day difference between these two calendars, okay? Now this is critical with everything we are watching right now, so let me continue as we try to explain all of this. Okay, so the Hebrew calendar shows that February 17th is the 22nd of Shabbat. But based on the 1 day difference, seeing that the Hebrew calendar is 1 day behind, February 17th to February 18th is not the 22nd of Shabbat, it's the 23rd of Shabbat. And then we can see that February 18th to February 19th is not the 23rd of Shabbat, it's the 24th of Shabbat. Okay? So now let us look at this passage from Zechariah chapter 1. Upon the 24th day of the 11th month, okay? The 24th day of the 11th month. Okay, so we are coming up the conjunction of February 17th, the end of February 17th, on the Hebrew calendar or on the Israel-based calendar, as February 17th is ending, as the 23rd is ending, and the 24th is beginning, okay, we have this passage in Zechariah that focuses on the 24th day of the 11th month. This is amazing how this is all coming together with everything else we're watching right now, okay? Zechariah 1, starting in verse 7. Upon the 24th day of the 11th month, which is the month Sebat, in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse. And he stood among the myrtle trees, that were in the bottom, and behind him were their red horses, speckled and white. Then said I, O my Lord, what are these? And the angel that talked with me said unto me, I will show thee what these be. And the man that stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, These are they whom the Lord hath sent to walk to and fro through the earth. And they answered the angel of the Lord that stood among the myrtle trees and said, We have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still and is at rest. Then the angel of the Lord answered and said, O Lord of hosts, how long wilt thou not have mercy on Jerusalem and on the cities of Judah, against which thou hast had indignation these 70 years? Okay, so first of all, this passage leads us to the 24th day of the 11th month. It's the vision of the horses, which could be the apocalyptic horses of Revelation, right? Okay, the 4 horses of the apocalypse, red, speckled, and white horses. And he sees the earth at rest. So at this point, the Great Tribulation has not yet begun on the 24th day of the 11th month, or that is where the beginning of the Great Tribulation may come. And this was the day of this vision of the horses. And it goes on to say the 70 years of Jerusalem, 70 years of Jerusalem. And this is what we have been watching and why we are focusing right now on February 17th, which, based on the 70 years of Israel, from the day of their true birth, which was the first Knesset meeting on Tu B'Shavat, February 14th, 1949, bringing us 70 years to Tu B'Shavat 2020, which is the end of the 70th year, the beginning of the 71st year. And then we have a 7-day warning. A 7-day warning bringing us to February 17th. And this is what we are watching right now. So we have this connection of the 70 years of Israel and the 24th day of the 11th month. Now, Shavat is the 11th month. As we have shared in previous videos, this is 4 months to the true harvest, which is Pentecost, which is in the 3rd month. So from the 11th month to the 3rd month is 4 months. And this is what Jesus mentioned in John chapter 4. Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, then cometh the harvest. Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest. So this continues to apply during the 11th month. So this again points to the great possibility of the 11th month being the timing of the harvest. So what I'm trying to express to you, more than anything, okay, this is each and every day as we go by, the information is sometimes a little more difficult to understand because it's getting more and more precise, and the difference in the calendars, and how do we keep track of all this information. And I want to thank a brother who sent me information today about the difference in the calendar and about Zechariah 1. And then as I see all of this information, it's like this is absolutely information that I need to share because this goes together with everything else we're watching. So based on the true calendar and the new moon in Israel, based on the new moon in Israel, which the Hebrew calendar does not respect. They have a set calendar that they go ahead of time. They don't have to wait. They don't wait for the new moon. For example, on January 26th was the new moon, but they show Shabbat 1 as January 27th, so there's a day difference. So right now we are in February 16th, and from sundown to sundown, February 16th to February 17th is Shabbat 22. From February 17th to February 18th, sundown to sundown in Israel is Shabbat 23, and February 18th to February 19th is Shabbat 24. So as February 17th and February 18th, which is Shabbat 23, as Shabbat 23 comes to a close, then we enter into what is Shabbat 24, and this is the day that is revealed in Zechariah on the 24th day of the 11th month. So the point that I am making in this video is that the next 48 to 72 hours are critical. And we may right now be in the final window of rapture over the next 48 to 72 hours. Now, before I close, I want to share one more thing as a wonderful and beautiful encouragement to everyone. The word that is used in Zechariah, standing among the myrtle trees, is Strong's 1918, which is Myrtle. And this is also based on 1919, which is Hadassah is Myrtle, and Hadassah is Myrtle, but this is Esther's Jewish name. So Myrtle is the root of Esther. Esther's name means myrtle. Esther is the myrtle tree, the bride of Christ. And so it says in Zechariah, I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse, and he stood among the myrtle trees. He stood amongst the Esthers. He stood with his bride. Isn't that beautiful? So we are watching the next 48 to 72 hours are critical. I pray you are blessed, and I will leave links for you in the description box for those who want more information about the understanding of the calendar based on the new moon in Israel and not based upon the traditional calendar that does not take into consideration the new moon, and how this lines up at the end of the 23rd day of Shabbat, which is February 17th to 18th. Enter the revelation of Zechariah on the 24th day of the 11th month. So if you have any questions, please leave your questions in the comment section. And I pray you guys are blessed. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people, the sign of his coming revealed.